Hello, and wow, I feel like I have not filmed a video in a really long time. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I still sound a little bit funky and clogged up. This is the second round of the flu that I've had this winter. And I got the flu. Mind you, I've been sick for like 2 months now. But I got the flu. And then I got this chest infection. I went on antibiotics. I was all better. And then I got all excited because I was going to go into the city because my sister was here and we were going to celebrate her birthday with a picnic in the park. And I was going to film this makeup look that I was going to do and have a bit of a chat and blah, blah, blah. It didn't happen. I relapsed the very next morning. That we were supposed to go into the city, and then that's been like a week and I'm only just getting better again. But and I'm not really, like, I can feel something in my throat now, and the hubby's come in and said, you shouldn't be filming because sitting here and talking for like 30 minutes is gonna do worse for you than if you were lying in bed and editing a book, which, by the way, I do have a book I need to edit. The content edits came back and I need to read through it and then do the line edits. But, I just really want to do this because lunch is in the oven, which is going to turn into a late lunch, early dinner because it's slow cooking and it's got another 3 hours to go and it's driving me insane because I got up early to do this. And it's still taking a really long time. So I thought I'm going to do this because this is so full. It is driving me absolutely insane. And it doesn't include the fact that I don't put that in the basket anymore because it's gigantic and it takes up plenty of space. And that's my Coty Airspun powder, which I use all the time. Nor do I include my Guerlain meteorites, which continue to be never-ending, which I absolutely love, that I just keep in the drawer because, again, I use it all the time. I use it every day, and we're probably bored of me talking about it. And I'm thinking that, I might even stop including the things that I use every single day, like my Sea Beauty, what do you call these, eyebrow pencils, which refuse to go down in length. It's going to take me like 300 years to use this up because I have been at this for a year, and I kid you not, I have not sharpened any of these in a year. It's like, whatever. That's it though. Last night I took a look at, yesterday, and then I had a look at my eyebrows and it was like, oh my God. To be fair, I haven't touched my eyebrows in a month. So they were getting very unruly and they were looking very out of control. And I was like, I need to do something about this. So I did take like a few minutes last night while I was getting ready to go to bed to tweeze and just tidy up my eyebrows so they're somewhat acceptable today. Because, oh my word, they were looking very, very bushy. And then the other thing that I use all the time is my eyebrow gels, the DIY ones that I've been harping on about for absolutely forever. And so I've got two now, and one is the Got to Be Glued. It's just the, let me show you. And yes, you did see the bed it's not made. Let's keep it real here, okay? This is the Got to Be Glued. It's actually hair gel. And it's like extreme tough looks, screaming hold level 6. Okay? And this stuff is amazing for the eyebrows. I think I've talked about it before in a previous video, but I don't remember if I did or not. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what's in here. And this is just mostly the gel, and then a tiny little bit of pigment from this just to make it brown. It doesn't actually, the color doesn't actually translate on the brows. It's just so that I don't end up with gunky, goopy looking white gel that's turning this murky, disgusting color, which I cannot tolerate. So that's why I've got that. And so what I do is I apply that first and then give it like a few seconds, and then I put my the colored eyebrow gel over it. And today things worked a lot better with on the eyebrow front because I did kind of tame my brows last night. So, but I think I'm gonna start to leave these out too, because I talk about these every single time, and there's nothing new. This is all I use. So I'm gonna keep it out of the basket so that it's not taking up so much room. Not that it takes up a lot of room. On the lips front, I'm only wearing this lip color today just for the video. It's very orange, isn't it? It's not my usual color, but it's in this little basket of things I will never wear in real life. And what I mean by that is it's a matte lipstick. It's from ColourPop. It's their Ultra Matte Lip, which is one of the very, very early matte lip formulas. I don't even know if this is still available, if this color is still available. But they were pretty drying. And they're kind of nasty, and my lips these days just doesn't like matte anything. So I generally stay away from matte stuff. But they look good on video because they're so opaque, and you know, it's really easy to define the lips and things like that. And I do like the color and the look, like for a short period of time. So I wear it for a video, and that's why what I mean when I say I don't wear this in real life. In real life, I wear my everyday red and my everyday pink, and that's pretty much all I wear. Again, boring, but that's kind of it. The everyday red is actually in my purse right now. I wore it yesterday. I used it yesterday, and I haven't taken it out of my purse and brought it back in here. But this is in the color Bugaboo. I'm not quite sure if you can read it, but anyway, that's gonna go back in that not worn in real life basket once this is done. I am gonna pull out this lip color. No. Yes. This lip color because I wore it yesterday. No, not yesterday, the day before. And I forgot to, I didn't leave it in the basket, but it's a lip tint. It's actually quite close to my everyday lip color, but a bit more on the orange side. I don't love it nearly as much as the formula for my everyday red, and the reason I say that is because it doesn't set down the way my everyday red does, and it doesn't tint on the lips. On the hand, it does tint a little bit, but it doesn't tint on the lips as much. So I don't love it as much, but I have it, so I use it. I wore this morning, this Milani, is it Milani? Yes, Milani, Fruit Fetish. And it's just a lip oil. I don't even know what color it's in. Oh yeah, it's right on the front. 140, can you see? Sorry, 140 cherry lime. It smells really nice. It's sort of like got this really nice fruity smell. Yeah, it smells really nice, and it's basically just a really light tint of a lip oil. I'm at home today. I didn't go anywhere, so I just threw this on, and it's nice. I just wanted something glossy and hydrating and pretty. I do have pants on, Echo, take note, I do have pants on. And I tried to get hubby to stay in the room long enough to say hello to you, but he decided to leave the room because he was in here doing his Duolingo lessons. We're learning Portuguese together at the moment, and right now we are baboing a lot of leche and comoing a lot of pao, which is bebo leche means to drink milk, and como pao means to eat bread. It's like really beginner stuff, so we como pao and bebo leche a lot. Anyway, so to continue with the rambling, I decided to pull out my Nude by Nature Mineral Cover Blemish Control Powder in Sea Light. It's a loose powder. It's sort of more of a powder foundation. I'm wearing it today. I tend to use it more when I am not what do you call that? Not going anywhere. And I need, I just want a little bit of coverage and powder and mattifying and things like that. The container is actually starting to fall apart, so I need to stick this into another container and keep going, because I've already taped it. You probably can't see, but I mean, you see that there's a crack there, and there's a bunch of cracks there, and I've taped it with like some electrical tape around it, and I've also like put some plumber's tape around here to keep this part from cracking. It's not great packaging, but so anyway, I need to find another container to put this into so that it doesn't break any more than it's already like done. I have recently, it's okay, I don't love it, but it's not bad. It's actually better than this is the one in the green lid. It's actually better than the original formula, which is just their regular mineral powder foundation, the loose one. And that stuff is oof. I don't like it, that at all. Anyway, this is an oldie. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Reserve Your Cabana Bronzer with SPF 15. Now, how is this a bronzer? Because this is like pale as, it's like a finishing powder on my pale skin. It's very old. I think it's discontinued. I don't know. It's very old. Old in that maybe it's 2 or 3 years old. Like the last time I was in the US, I came back with this. And the reason I have this is because my mom loves this powder. It's fantastic for mature skin. You know, mom's in her late 70s now. And this powder looks amazing as a finishing powder on her skin. And it's like supposed to be a bronzer. It's a bit, you know, it's got a bit of a sheen on it. It looks a bit shimmery. And it's basically just a stunning powder. And I've been using this as a setting powder a bit more recently, only because I've used a few things that seem to be a little bit on the matte side, and my skin's been a little bit dry because I've not been well. And this is really, really nice. And I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it's not picking up the shimmer, but it's got a tiny little bit of sheen and shimmer in it, but it's beautiful. So I've been wearing that a lot more as a sort of setting finishing powder, and I came back with like a dozen of these because I knew they were going to be discontinued. They were like $3 or $4, and I came back with like a dozen of them for my mom because she was going through them. And she's still using them. I asked her the other day if she's still using them, and she's like, yeah, I do, and it's wonderful. So there's that. By now, I hope you have seen hopefully I've uploaded my DIY blush video, maybe. that I DIY'd my own blush, you know, because I like to DIY things. And anyway, no, I have I use the nude. I actually really like this color. I'm surprised how much I like this color, but I weirdly have been liking this color even more than the peach. And I'm kind of a peach blush girl. And that's the peach. So I've been using these a fair bit. And this is my peach one. You've probably seen this quite a few times by now. See, that's the peach. There's not a lot of difference, but enough of a difference, and certainly more of a difference on the skin rather than when it's swatched. So yeah, I've used that. I think I used the red one too, but I don't know if it's in here. Or maybe I didn't use the red one. Or maybe I used the red one and I put it away. Who knows? But while we're on a blush thing, I also used this one. This is like many weeks of of makeup usage, of course. Okay, because I've not been well. I haven't gone anywhere, so I haven't really worn much makeup. And I dropped the brush. So this is, again, another old Wet n Wild one. I'm into using what I have, and I've kind of stopped as much as I can buying, you know, anything new. I'm trying not to buy anything new other than the odd little, like, one or two things every, like, rarely now and then. I'm trying. Okay, I'm really trying. You know, that whole thing about minimalism and being a conscious consumer and things like that, and blah blah, etc. But this is pearlescent pink. It's very old. As you can see, it's the older packaging, because I think the Wet n Wild powders now come in like a round packaging, and they did re-release this color in that round packaging, but this is the original color, and this is, you know, peach, of course. And today, this color actually is this MCO Beauty Highlight and Glow Beauty Wand in the color, well, it says Blush Glow here. So I assume that's the color, maybe? Because I don't know. But that's what it looks like on a very heavy swatch. Now this stuff, I don't love it, but I don't want to throw it away, and I don't want to declutter it. But it's a liquid, so it's not like I can blend it or mush it into something else to get it to work, like my, you know, DIY blush powders of other formulas that I haven't liked, you know, in the past. The reason I don't like it is it doesn't sit very well on the skin. So if I have foundation on underneath, it messes with the foundation and it lifts the foundation, and then it ends up looking patchy. But I have found that if I just use this over like a makeup-less face, or with only like a little bit of powder on my face instead of like a full face of foundation, it works okay. It still requires a little bit of effort, and it's still a bit finicky. And if you saw my video about the, you know, how I apply my liquid and cream blushes, where I like mush it into the brush and I mush it into the plate, I do that with this, and that helps. So it's kind of one of those things where, you know, that technique really works in terms of like getting a good even color on this. So that's what I'm wearing. I don't have anything on my eyes today. I don't think I put anything on my eyes. Did I put anything on my eyes? Sorry, looking in the mirror. No, I don't have anything on my eyes. I did do my brows. And then it was just powder, and I wasn't really gonna do anything or like go anywhere, so I didn't bother with proper makeup today. Okay, so I think that's all the brow stuff. On the lips, okay, I tried to be a bit different, and yes, I know I made a face. I'm trying to find, there, okay. Sorry, you probably were staring at the top of my head for a while I was looking for this stuff. I'll put it in front of me so it's a little easier. So I tried to be clever. You know, you see all these people who use a lip liner and then they do a lipstick and then they put a lip gloss on top. Yuck. Ow, it was horrible. I tried it with this combo, which incidentally is very pretty. That's the lip liner, and it is the Rimmel Lasting Finish in the color, I don't know what, Wild Clover. Oh my god, why do they make the writing so small? But anyway, that's it. And then I applied this ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip. It all becomes a very nude, like sort of brownie, peachy nude look, but with enough intensity that it works with my complexion. Ultra Blotted Lip, and this is it. And the color Vitamin C, and C is SEA, which I think is quite clever. So hopefully you can see that. And then I topped it off with my Fenty Gloss Bomb, I think it's called. And this is in the color Fenty Glow, which I think is one of the original colors. And look, I have a few of these, and they have never been, I know a lot of people love them. They smell really nice. And I know a lot of people love them, but I've never loved them because they're very sticky. And I don't mind if it's sort of like a thick, almost plastic kind of a sticky that's not sticky. But this is the stuff that gets stuck in your hair kind of sticky. And for whatever reason, I have never really liked it. But, you know, in the spirit of wanting to use what I have, I decided to crack into it and give it more use. Well, I did all three of these together, and it got really goopy after a while, and it wasn't cute, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I couldn't even get it off me fast enough because yuck. So if you're one of those people who like all this like layers and layers and layers of lip products, good for you, but it ain't me. Like, I tried it and it ain't me. I will probably use the lip liner with like a sheer gloss. That works, because I can like blend it in, the lip liner into my lips, and then apply the lip oil or the lip gloss on top, and that's fine. But for whatever reason, this combination was just very goopy and very not cute. These two together is okay. This on its own is okay. This on its own, if I'm just applying it to keep my lips a little bit hydrated and moist while I'm getting ready and getting dressed, or, you know, when I'm in the middle of putting on my skincare in the evening, is fine. And I think that's what I'm going to do with it, and that's how I'm going to end up using it and using it up, because I go through lip oils and lip glosses fairly quickly when I, you know, just in the bathroom as something that I throw on while I'm getting ready. So that's how I'm going to end up using that up, because the whole lip combo thing is just, I think I'm a like single apply and leave it and set lip product kind of girl, which is why I like my lip stains so much, because they set down, they have a nice sheen, and then when they wear off, they leave a nice tint. So And I think that's kind of me. Another brow product, which is my Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I'm still working on it. I will continue to work on it because brow products take absolutely forever to use up. And this is number 6, which is kind of like a light gray brown or something like that. It's pretty dark color. And unfortunately, it doesn't match my eyebrows. Eyeliner, again, the Mechamax Shadow Zoom Shadow Stick in black. It's kind of a staple. I've been using this Mechamax eyeshadow stick in, what color is this? It's kind of a bronzy color. It's actually a really pretty color. I can't see. I cannot see. I'm looking, but I cannot see. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. Rust. They make this so hard. But anyway, it's pretty flat because I've been using it as eyeliner. But more just to smudge out the corners and around under my eyes because they do set really nicely and look very nice. And I have been enjoying that technique. For some reason, that color doesn't work nearly as well as an upper line eyeliner because, I don't know, it has to do with the shimmer. It just doesn't work very well on me. This is another one, the Kind Collective eyeshadow stick. This is kind of like a burgundy color. And I've been using that under the eyes as well. And it's very nice. I do like it. And I have really been enjoying using these eyeshadow sticks under the eyes. And the look that it's giving me, I really, really do like. Oh, today I used this eyeliner pencil. It's a red. And that was what I paired with this lip oil. So what I did was I applied that and then I kind of smudged it out a little bit and did like an ombre-ish lip effect and then put the lip oil on top of it. And that was very nice. And that wasn't messy or goopy or anything like that. And that wore away really nicely, and I did enjoy that a great deal. I have the Inglot Underbase makeup underbase. I used it all up. I was just keeping it here so that I could show you and then get rid of it. Yay me. Yes, so I used that up. That was just a little like sample, and it's actually a really, really nice foundation primer. So if you're needing a foundation primer that's really good, that is silicone based, this is nice. I enjoyed that a great deal. Oh, and I used up a sample of the Huda Beauty foundation. I think this is like, what's it called? Is it the Faux Filter foundation? It's very, very ridiculously high coverage, and I used it as a I was using it more like a concealer, to be honest, than a foundation. Sorry, I used that up. It was just a sample. I'm not going to buy it because, one, it's very spendy, and two, it's way, way, way more coverage and way heavier than I like in a foundation. So that's just gonna get recycled. On the another eyebrow pencil, I usually just grab whatever and just use and rotate. So why don't we just assume that I use my eyebrow pencils, because you don't need me to tell you that I'm using the same old eyebrow pencils every other week, because it's the same stuff. And nothing's terribly interesting. But this is the Ulta Beauty Sculpting Brow Pencil. It is in the color dark brown. It's one of those, you know, triangle shape ones that I like. Although, that said, I recently dug out I was going through my eyebrow stuff in my drawer, and I found this little sample of the Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. And it's, you know, a lot of people have used this. So, and it's teeny tiny and very, very thin compared to the other ones that I have. And I don't use it to fill in my brow, but one thing I have enjoyed is using it just on the ends here. Because it's so thin, it's giving me a lot of precision, and I do like it. So that's how I've been using this recently. And see, and that's nice. I've really been enjoying that. So I have been using that, and I have been enjoying that a great deal. I will include that in my eyeshadow stash. Oh, here's another powder. On the powder front, I dug this one out. I don't know why. It's in my drawer. It's old. Everything is old. If I have something new, I will tell you. But chances are you will find that a lot of my stuff is old. And I just kind of rotate and use it. This is the L'Oreal Nude Magic BB Powder Velvet Skin Beautifier 5-in-1 in the shade Light. And it's very, very light. And it's just a really soft, really nice setting powder. And it feels really soft and it feels really nice. So, and because it's so light, I'll show you. It's pretty pale. You can see it does mattify, and it's really, really, really pretty. So we'll mattify a bit. Nose is starting to look a little shiny. There you go. And the chin. Stop looking so shiny, Deanna. Okay, and so, you know how I was saying I go through lip oils in the bathroom very quickly? I use this one up, and this is my all-time favorite lip oil. It is the Apu lip oil in honey milk. And look, I used all of it up. There is not a single drop of it left. I like dug into it. And I even took out the stopper so that I could get every last bit of it. That's going in recycling. And what is this? Oh yes, this is the Natasha Denona Energizing Hydrating Primer. It's actually really pretty. I don't know if you can see. It's got like that kind of a holographic sheen to it. It's very nice. It's very fancy. I did enjoy the little bit that I had. I got like 3 uses out of it. My foundation looked nice enough underneath it. That was like, you know, whatever. It didn't blow my mind, but it's done. I won't be buying it, but I did enjoy trying it and using it, and it wasn't enough. The nice thing about samples is you can use it enough to know if you love it, or if you like it, or if you want more to try it. And this was not enough for me to fall in love with it and want to buy more of it and use more of it. Unfortunately, I got a sample from Mecca of the Charlotte Tilbury Glowy Toner, or the Glow Toner. And oh my gosh, I am in love with that stuff. But I am not going to pay $76 for a toner. So there you go. Maybe as a treat, maybe for Christmas. Maybe I will ask for that for a Christmas gift from my mom. There's an idea. I might do that. Maybe. Okay. So I'm in need of a new face primer because I've used up, you know, a lot of my face primers, and I'm still on the hunt for a good face primer, and I haven't actually, like, I didn't go and buy the Touch and Soul one that I used up, which I really, really liked because I had a bunch in my stash, and I just want to use what I have. So I've been trying stuff, And anyway, I pulled this one out. This is from the Kind Collective, and it's their Blur Perfection Primer. It's actually quite nice. I haven't used it enough yet, but it does blur. So I will keep using that, and I'm quite happy with it, so I will keep using it. And this combo, sorry, turn it around the right way. This combo with this, okay, another very old thing. This is actually not that old. I think it's still a current product. I don't actually know if this is still a current product. This is the Chanel CC Cream, and I have it in the color beige something, 32 Beige Rose. Oh my goodness. I bought this a very long time ago, and I still remember when I bought it because I went shopping with a girlfriend of mine when we were in the US many years ago visiting hubby's family. And she and I went shopping, and she wanted to do something or get something from the Chanel counter. And while we were there, we had time to kill because we were waiting for our respective hubbies to finish work so that we could go have dinner. So we got a makeover. We both got a makeover. I think I talked about this before. She got a full face makeover. I got a full face makeover. I ended up buying a beautiful highlighter that I don't wear very often, and I really should wear more. I think I've talked about that one before. And I bought this. And this is really nice. And I've started using this again, and I've pretty much used this exclusively the last couple of weeks every time I've used foundation. And it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing on my skin, and it's like, holy cow. So I am going to work on using this up because it's old. And yeah, no, this is so nice. So nice. And okay, so you know how I said I will tell you if I have something new? I got the new NYX Buttermelt bronzer. I don't use it as a bronzer. I thought it was 50% off at Priceline. So I think it came down to like $14, which is really affordable here. And it's a really pretty color. It's got a bit of a sheen on it, as you can see. And the reason I got it is because I like it as an eyeshadow color. And as an eyeshadow, this sucker is going to last me for the rest of my life. Because, you know, an eyeshadow takes absolutely forever to use up. But this is really nice. And I use it as an eyeshadow. Sorry, here you go. And I got a green color corrector. This was also on sale. I got it for $6. Because underneath all of this, it's so funny. I remember somebody once saying, you know, I'm covering up all the redness and then I'm putting more redness on top, but it's a different kind of red because I can then wear different colors of blush. But I didn't do it today. So as I don't know if you can tell, but and this, I've applied the same amount of blush on both sides. But you see how this looks like redder or pinker or more pigmented compared to this side? That's because I have a lot of redness under this cheek. And anyway, so I got this basically to even out some of the redness, and I forgot to use it today because it was sitting at the very bottom of this basket. And I will pull it out and use it more often because it does work, and this is nice. And I do like that these sticks are quite emollient still, but they give a decent amount of coverage, but they spread really nicely. So there's that. Also on the blush front, I used my Kiss of Rose Gen Nude Bronzer. It's supposed to be a blush and a bronzer, which kind of works for me because of the way I apply my blush, because I go like that with my blush. Right, I'm a child of the 80s. It's showing my age, but you know, they did this thing in the 80s called blush draping. And basically that meant, you know, the blush would be like this. And I don't know, I like it. I'm old, you know, I'm a child of the 80s, and I like doing that. So this blush bronzer thing kind of works for me. And this is the color Kiss of Rose. So you can see how it's a little bit bronzy, a little bit blushy, and, you know, if I wear it fairly sheared out, it works for me, and it's a very pretty color. I use the Kind Collective bronzer. This is so funny. They call this a bronzer, but it is so shimmery that, and my little bunny, I can see the embossing. My little bunny is almost gone. See how shimmery that is, and how like bronzy orange that is. It's almost a copper color. Who thought this would be a good bronzer color? I do not know, because I just, that's too yellow or bronzy orangey on me, you know, as a bronzer color. So you know what, I'm gonna just compare. That's the Kind Collective one. And that's the NYX one. See, there's a lot more brown in the NYX one. But they're both good neutral tones for my very lazy one eyeshadow looks that I mostly wear, that I really enjoy. My brown Mecca Max Zoom eyeshadow stick. This is what I use as an eyeshadow, also, sorry, eyeliner too, for my upper lash line. The matte ones work well when I don't want to wear a black eyeliner, but I want to wear eyeliner. That's the color I use. I think it's called Espresso. Let me see. Yes, it's called Espresso. And that's what I use for eyeliner. Now, Tartist lip paint in the color, oh my god, very small writing. I can't read this. Cheerleader. This is another one of those where I only wear it when I'm filming, so this is not something I wear in real life, but look how pretty that color is. So that goes into the not real life basket. But I did wear that. Oh, I did wear that for a video a while ago, not too long ago. I don't remember, but if you see this color on my lips in a video, that's this one. Use this up, well, sort of. I depotted this into this because this comes with that nasty sponge, which is fine in the beginning, but after a while, by the time you get to like about down here, the sponge has gotten pretty icky. So anyway, I pulled that apart and I stuck what was left in there in here. Let's see. Okay. So as you can see, this is a full one. Oh, not entirely full. I think I've used about that much of it. And this is one that I've been using quite a while. But I like these brush applicators for concealer, and I really don't do concealer in the traditional sense where people do under eyes, because I don't actually have dark under eyes. I use it more sort of like around here for discoloration, definitely around my cheeks for the redness, and then I use some of it on my nose because my foundation tends to wear off the quickest and starts to look patchy on my nose. And I find that if I put a little bit of concealer on my nose all over and blend it in with my beauty blender like the way I would foundation, my coverage on my nose lasts a lot longer. So that's what I use those for. And yeah, so that's been what am I saying now? Anyway, I've been at this for 45 minutes. Okay, so the brain, everything is starting to blur. Don't worry, we're almost done. So if you've got this far, yay you. Yes. Anyway, so concealer. And that's the only two concealers that I have that I use, and then I well, I can't refill them. These things are not refillables, and I think they're like, I can buy them empty from, what's that place called, Amazon and stuff like that, for like $1 each. So I just usually like pick up a bunch and use it up, chuck it, refill it, that kind of thing, with concealers, you know, from other containers and like stuff like this. Okay, I attempted to use my Max Fine Soap Brow. This was my attempt at finding something that would hold my brows in place many weeks ago, before I found this Got to Be Glued. And this sucker is going to last me the rest of my life, because, you know, you don't need that much in your eyebrows. But I tried that. It was all right. It kind of worked, but my eyebrows need more help than that. And speaking of eyebrows, I'm also working my way through the Bangin' Brunette color of a ColourPop eyebrow pomade that they have discontinued, because, you know, good old ColourPop, they discontinue everything all the time. But it's actually nice. It's one of my favorite brow pomades, so I'm kind of bummed that they have discontinued it. It's actually a little lighter than I like it to be, but it does a pretty good job of just filling in the sparse areas for me every now and then when I'm in the mood for a brow pomade and I don't want to use a pencil. And that can happen sometimes. Hot chocolate break. Hubby brought that in for me just before I started filming. Okay, I also used up, I like it when I use stuff up, a sample of the Morphe Light something serum foundation. It's the one that comes in a dropper bottle. This one was in the color 02N. The color was great. I can use 02N and 02C. Either of those colors work fine on me. I don't have an issue with the colors. I struggled with getting this to work with a foundation primer that was not the No Pore Blem foundation primer that I ran out of and used up. So I just I'm just going to use this up and be done with it, because I can't find a primer that will make it work, because this wore off and got really patchy really fast under every other primer I tried it with. And on top of it, one little sample pot like this will last me like 7 to 10 days if I used it every day. So that took me a while to get through, and I'm just glad to be done with it. Oh, this is a fun one. This is the milk jelly tint. Is that what they called? Jelly tint. The one that's like in a jelly form. It's kind of like wobbly. It literally does feel like jelly. And it's so pretty. As in, wow, I really, really, really like this. But I'm not gonna, and I have no idea how long this little bit's gonna last me anyway. So I'm not gonna buy a full one, but it's very, very pigmented. It's a lip and cheek tint, but it's so pretty, and I love the way it looks, and I love the way it blends on my skin. Like, it's so pretty. Just like, this swatch does not do it justice, because it's so pretty on my cheeks, and I love it so much. But I don't think I'm going to spend the money to buy a brand new one yet, because I have so much blush. But I will use this up if it doesn't dry up on me, you know, first. But oh, it is nice. I really like that. It is so nice. Anyway, yes, that is amazing. So if you, that's one of those things where, you know, I talk about getting a sample and whether I will buy a full size of it or not. That is one of those ones where if I use up that sample, I will seriously consider getting a full size when there's a sale at Sephora. Oh, by the way, I burned myself cooking. Then if you ever burn yourself, whack a thick layer of aloe vera gel on it right away. And that really helps in terms of keeping it from getting really painful and really nasty and blistering badly. I mean, this was a pretty bad burn, so, you know, it's still kind of scarred, but it didn't hurt at all once, you know, the initial zing of it went away after I put the aloe vera gel on it. So that stuff is really good. Okay, we're down to eyeshadow. This is the last of it. This is my Ulta eyeshadow, single eyeshadow in Camel. I have been using this a lot. I think I've been using this pretty much non-stop since I rediscovered it a while ago. I'll have to look back at the other videos, or maybe you can tell me. But it's a really good blending color for like blending out the edges, and it works really well. So I have been really loving it. And now these eyeshadows are kind of a throwback. Okay, who can tell me how old these are? Because look at this. This is one of the Wet n Wild color icons in, what's this one called? Turn Me Over. Is that the name? No, Comfort Zone. 738 Comfort Zone. That's the Wet n Wild color icon. I mean, Wet n Wild has, you know, moved past that in a long time. So this side is very walking on eggshells, which I rediscovered 3-4 weeks ago. That I can't even like time the way time has passed. That I rediscovered and I was using, and it was like, holy moly, this is good stuff. And anyway, so I decided to pull this one out, and I don't use the green side as much because, you know, I'm just not a green eyeshadow kind of a girl. But, and these are terrible swatches. But, you know, look at that. This really dark one is actually a little bit dry. But look at that pigment. Oh. And this is like early days Wet n Wild, right? So, you know, you're kind of not really expecting much of anything. That one's kind of light green. I can wear that green. And then this is kind of, I'm going to do it down here. It's like a bronzy color. And this one is a little bit of a shift, like a duochrome shift with that reddy burgundy base and that bluey shift. So, you know, that's really nice. I did do a greeny, very pale, light pale greeny look with that palette, because I didn't do this side. I didn't use this side because I had been using my Walking on Eggshells, and that's very similar, so I didn't do that. Are you still with me? Hang in there. Almost done. Wet n Wild again. Nutty. Who has or who remembers Wet n Wild Nutty? The only problem I don't like, the only thing I don't like about Nutty, and I do have pan on this, is that it is very soft. It's always been very soft, and it crumbles like a mother effer. But look at that color. I actually do not have, I don't think, anything else that's like it, and I I adore this color. So I have worn that a couple of times recently and really enjoyed it. Another oldie and goodie, matte satin taupe. Like, hello, classic, right? Who remembers when this was popular back in what, 2010, 2011, and it's now 2014, so it's like 14, 15 years later. But yeah, look at that color. I love that. You know, when I'm after like a neutral, cool tone color, this is what I grab for. And then another one, L'Oreal Infallible. These are the pressed pigments, and this is in the color Amber Rush. Another, like, just stunning. I remember when everybody was going insane over this color as a rose gold, and look at that pigment, and look at that shimmer. That is just, you know, this is way ahead of its time in terms of formulation and color and things like that. And wow, I've just been like, I should call this the throwback episode, or you know, going down memory lane of all my eyeshadows and makeup, because like, wow, there's a lot of old stuff there. And this is newish. I don't actually know if this was still available, because this was on sale at Sephora and it was like 40-60% off or something like that, and I don't know if they were in the process of discontinuing it, or you know, something like that. But this is the Sephora Colorful Glitter, and it is in the color Twinkle Twinkle. I don't know if you can see that, or if that is even clear. I'm so bad at this. But it's pretty. It's more like an eyeshadow topper as opposed to like an eyeshadow itself. The only thing I don't like about it is that I end up getting glitter all over my face. So what I'm thinking is that the next time, see, I don't know if you can see that, but there's just like glitter everywhere. The next time I wear this, what I'm going to do, I think, is do everything, set my face, do my finishing powder with my Guerlain Meteorites, and then put this on top with a glitter glue. And then hopefully that would mean less glitter falling all over my face, because for some reason, if I do this and then do the finishing powder step, it seems to disturb the glitter on my eyes, and I end up with glitter all here and all here, and it's just not very cute. Right. Wow. Okay, this was a very, very long video. Thank you so much. I have no idea if anybody's even made it to the end. The only person I can think of who would be Echo, and she probably would have had to do it in like a gazillion settings. So Echo, wave to me if you made it to the end. But anyway, my voice is going. I really need to stop talking. I am glad to have got this out of the way and that this is done. I know I can do this a lot faster, and I know I can edit stuff out and do it in clips and whatever, and boil it down to 10 minutes or 15 minutes and stuff. But that's not me. That's not who I am. And that's not how I like to do my videos, because this is just something that I'm doing for fun, you know. And I don't know, I just like to talk and tell stories. You know, my job is to tell stories. So I think that just kind of translates into this. But I'm going to go check on lunch/dinner, see how that slow cooked beef pot roast is going. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. I will catch you later. Do all the YouTube-y things, like, subscribe, etc., etc. Bye-bye.